Welcome to episode 2 of Tiff Truths. Today, we are going to talk about boundaries. And the reason why boundaries are so important is not just for yourself, but it's for the people around you. Now, you might be triggered to hear this, but if somebody is going over your boundaries, you're the problem. That's just the reality. But we'll go through why I believe that. We'll talk about looking at it from a different perspective. So it will hopefully help you improve your boundaries, especially if you consider yourself a people pleaser. And the reason why you're folding on your boundaries is to make somebody else comfortable. We'll talk about that as well. So this originated because I have a couple of people that are having an issue with co parenting and the other person using the kids to gain access to their time. And what I have to say with that is, why are you allowing that to happen? I mean, is it really their fault if it's worked in the past? Like, if they just continue to do the thing that works, like, whose fault really is it? And the other question is, why don't you have stricter boundaries when you're co parenting? And then we wait and you have to think about it. You also need to think about, where is this pattern coming from of caving? Like, look at your past and see in your childhood, there's somebody that you felt the need to cater to. Who was that, so we can fix it? Now, after you look at those things, I want you to take a couple of other things into consideration. If you're a people pleaser, who are you pleasing by going? Some of you will say, well, I'm doing it for my kids. How is it healthy for your kids to be with a parent that is not comfortable being with the other parent? Because you know your children can feel your energy. So is it in their best interest to feel you uncomfortable the whole time? Is it taking away from that other parent's actual quality time with the kids because they're more focused on you? I mean, I'm really just trying to understand how you keep caving to another co-parent. And I could say this because in a co-parenting situation, and I know that if he popped up with movie tickets for me and Jax, that I would think it was weird, because for one, like, you should be talking to me about it first. And if I tell you no, you know that that means no, I'm not going to go. And if you get that movie ticket, then I'm not going to feel bad that you bought the ticket after I told you no, because a boundary was already made. So I encourage you to look at it from a different perspective. How is it really affecting your kids? How is it really in their best interest? Is it in their best interest to see you not having clear boundaries? What is that telling them in the future when they're in a relationship, or when they get out of a relationship, how they should behave? Sometimes that just helps when we're nice people, because we're trying to be so nice. But really, you're not being that nice. And especially if the person on the other end is still romantically, like, pursuing you, or they still think it's hope. Because I want you to I want you to think about it from a third grader's perspective. And that's because a lot of people still only have the mentality of a third grader, and that was published in some study. Anyway, if you are looking at it from a third grader, are there clear boundaries? If you have told your third grader, I am not going to the movies, and then they got you a movie ticket and you went, do you think that that tells them that you're not going to go to the movies? Or is it telling them that there's still hope? If it's a man or a woman that thinks that there could be a chance and you go with them to the movies, you have reinforced that there is possibly a chance. And the reason being is, if you are not slightly interested, then it shouldn't even be a thought about you going. That is how the other person is thinking. And I want you to think back of when you were dating somebody and you just weren't that interested in them. You wouldn't continue to go out to dinners with them, right? Like, you're not going to continue to waste your time, energy, and effort if you're looking at finding, like, the one, right? So you just have to really think about it from a different perspective. Boundaries are not just about you, they're about the people around you. They teach the people around you how you expect to be treated. I always like to really hold my boundaries with my values. And so, like, one of my number one values is my family comes first, right? And so that's their highest and best needs will always come first. I also believe that you should treat people how you want to be treated. And for me, that includes like, I like to be around people that I know where I stand with them, that there isn't like a gray area. It's very black and white. So I treat people that same way. I also like to know if I fuck you over, like you are going to cut me off. Like that is a consequence, right? That treats people that you can't just be fucked over all the time because you won't tolerate it. So anyway, just thought I would pop on here, talk about boundaries. I hope it helped. This will not just help you in your personal life, but it will help you also in business. If you have clear values in who you do business with and how you do business, people will automatically respect you more. You'll carry yourself differently. Um, it's just a win win all around. So establish your boundaries, know what your values are, and learn to stick up for yourself and learn not to cave because there's going to be a moment of discomfort. Because when you're breaking any cycle, it is uncomfortable. Growth is uncomfortable. That's why, like, growing pains when you're growing up, they hurt, right? Remember those? They didn't feel good. But damn, you love. I know I did until I stopped. Just tried to, just stopped. Anyway, growth is uncomfortable. Grow through it. In the end, you will notice that people just shift. They'll either get out of your life because you have higher standards, or they will rise up to meet you. Either way, it's a win. If you guys have questions, you can drop it in the comments and I'll try to respond. Thanks.